Hello guys, another match reaction. Crystal Palace 3, Everton 1. Before I get started, I didn't watch the match. I'm going to be honest with you. I was on work. I did try to keep up to date with what was going on. Um, and yeah, it's to be honest, I'm just glad I didn't waste my time. Look, we've seen this for a while, to be honest, for quite a long time, where I've barely said that we've put in a good performance. And I've barely ever said that we've put in a good performance and lost a game. These players basically simply aren't good enough. I think any manager can come in and they can't fix them. There's players who've played here for many years now, under different managers, under different tactics and all that, and they haven't delivered for this club. I don't want to go too hard. Palace is a good team, and Palace are in a false position, I think, in terms of how they've played in the game this season. To be honest, like how they've played, and they've been quite unlucky in some of the defeats, some of the matches I've watched in. I've just thought to myself, they're not even that bad. They just need a few more players, and they've missed the likes of Eze to like kind of, let's say, get them another goal or whatever in a match, or just create something. Um, like they are lacking up front, but they've gone and scored 3 goals against us today, and it's not good enough. And listen, the player who's going to possibly do that was Conor Gallagher. He's a good player, and at the end of the day, we've been punished by our mistakes yet again. This team loves to give other teams goals. Like I don't understand. I did see the highlights. I did see some of the goals, and it's one of them things where if I was watching it, I'd be screaming at the TV like I usually do, because it's just so frustrating to watch us just concede these type of goals. Like most of the time, there isn't even that much pressure on our players, and we still manage to mess it up. Um, yeah, it is. It's just listen. I was made up with that Arsenal game. I was made up, that we won a match, and I was made up on how we turned up at the same time. I was saying to myself, listen, we're away for the next 2 games. Are we going to be able to keep that passion up, that drive, the energy, the hard work? And that answer's no, because what I seen as a summary is the first half on loads of articles, on loads of websites and whatnot, and a lot of the fans on social media, they was just saying just horrendous first half that was. A team just lacking any effort. Just didn't look like they wanted to be there. It's just madness. I just don't understand. As a football, as a football and as a team, how could you not be up for this game after what just happened in the last one? The relief, you could see the fans need it, and you still. I don't know why these players require these fans so much, and they're back in the sense of they have to be a 12th man. I don't know how you can't get up for a game, and I don't know how you don't want to win and succeed. No matter if you don't want to be at this club or not, as a player, like, is there any pride in your career and what you want to achieve out of it? Like, you are at the top of your game, you are playing in the Premier League, and for you to not go and want to achieve anything, and if you want to leave as well, you're not going to get a better club. No one's going to want you. No one's going to want to have that player from Everton, that team who's failed every season, that team who just doesn't deliver and all laughing stock. You're not doing yourself any favours as well. You're not proving to anyone else that you deserve to be at somewhere higher than this. Apparently, as well, at the end of the first half, we was kind of getting into the game, and then we just give a soft goal away. It's just ridiculous. I can't even remember the first goal, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even watch it back, but I knew it was soft anyway. Whatever happened, Conor Gallagher stuck it away. It's just poor and sloppy from Everton. As always, to be honest, defensively, it doesn't matter who we have in there, apart from Yerry Mina. 8 out of 10 games he plays well. We've had him, we're just not good enough. And like I said, we missed, well, I haven't said, but we've missed the likes of Allen today as well. listen, you could say, the worst one is when you have Alan on his own with someone else. You rely more on Decore because you've got the legs. But anytime either one of them are out, it's not good enough because any player who replaces one of them aren't Premier League worthy. Listen, I heard me. I got home from work in the second half and I heard my dad not shout at the TV, but he's just getting very frustrated. I think he's just got to the point of getting sick of it. Like, he tells me to stop screaming and shouting. Yeah, back in the day, he used to do it all the time. I've grown up to him screaming at the TV at Everton. And now I'm doing it, and he's just used to it now. And I'm just not. Like, I'm just getting really frustrated in terms of how much we spent and all that. But anyway, we've got like the likes of Gomez who come on now. Gomez against Arsenal played great when he come on, but this guy plays great once every 25 matches or whatever. That's his ratio. I'm not even asked. He's not good enough. And I just kept hearing my dad moan about him, and he's one of them players who's just like, he can look good 1 second and horrendous the next. So I'm guessing he had a bad game, but yeah, I apologise if I can't remember the first goal. I honestly can't think in my head what it looked like. But I think it was sloppy as hell. I think it was Damani Gray, yeah. Sorry, I do apologise. Damani Gray gave it away, and then Ayew, I think, just picked up the ball, and Keane was just so slow to react to it. He's so slow, and honestly, that guy, I can run faster than him, and he's Premier League fit. I'm not saying you have to be speedy, but Jesus, like, there's just nothing about him where he's just slow. He's just so slow. And even his reaction to things is very slow as well. He's a desperate defender. He's like, he reminds me a bit of a Jagielka as well. Like, I always thought Jagielka wasn't the greatest of defenders, but he was desperate, and he wore his heart, and he wore his heart. He did everything for the club. Whatever he could do, he tried his best, but he's just, like I said, he reminds me a bit of Michael Keane, just less mistakes. And yeah, he just didn't react to the ball quick enough, and Ayew crosses the ball, and Gallagher slots it in. 1-0 down, just thinking half time. Again, a goal at kind of a crucial time, when you get to that stage, like Rafa Benitez or any manager would like to, make notes down and some tactics for the second half, and it just completely changes. I know, look, the half doesn't end at 41 minutes, but, most managers around that time start thinking about what they're going to say in the dressing room. And, we just seem to like to concede goals at them times, but it is what it is, and probably deserve to go down 1-0 through what I've seen online and from the fans. Second half, apparently I was on my way home listening to TalkSport, and we basically nothing changed. You'd think you'll come out to the second half and we wouldn't be as passive as what we was in the first, and it was the same. So they got their goal. Tompkins ball coming from a corner yet again, another set piece from Everton. I don't know what it is. Last season we was scoring non-stop with set pieces, highest in the league, I think, and now we're the team who probably conceding the most. And this is where you got to blame Benitez in some way, because we've only lost a few players, and in terms of few players, those attacking players really. Defensively, we're just absolutely everywhere at the moment. Absolutely everywhere, conceding for fun. I've never seen us concede so many goals in my life, and also in set pieces as well. It's just so easy. And it's zonal marking. It just doesn't work for us whatsoever. I just think it should be man on man. We've got taller players in defence. We can handle one-on-one duels in the box. We should be able to handle it. It just doesn't work for us at all, so I don't know why he keeps doing it. It's just never going to work. These players aren't defensively switched on to deal with zonal marking on crosses. So yeah, and the ball just fell to Tompkins, kind of luckily in a sense. But like I said, no one was marking him. Everyone's like stuck in the middle, and he just taps it in basically. And with 2-0 down, you're just thinking to yourself, well, you might as well just save your energy, Palace players. You've got more important games to come up. Take the win, because we're not getting back into this. Richarlison goes off for Rondon. When I seen that online, I was raging. I was just going, listen, if he's not having a good game, listen, he can do something out of nothing. and he's the best attacking player we've got. You're not helping yourself at all, Benitez, by bringing Rondon on, who barely does anything in the game. Like I said, his best game was against Liverpool. Got off from an injury, and he didn't play at all against Arsenal. We're going to win a game, so kind of gives you a hint of, you know, this guy shouldn't be playing for us, but he's trying his best, but he's just not good enough yet. Finally, he breaks his duck and scores an absolute wonder goal. The ball comes in the box. I think Coleman crosses it in, or just lobs it into the box. Holds it down well, which is what we want to see from Rondon, because this is what he should be. And to be honest, sometimes as well, I do think we don't play to Rondon's strengths in terms of the balls going to him. So I'm going to give him a bit of defensive. I'm going to defend him a little bit there. But yeah, he holds it down. Good vision, passes it on to who did he pass it on to? I think it's Decore, and the goalkeeper saved. Oh, I can't even remember. He hit the ball. I think it bounced madly to Rondon, and he slid it in. Like I said, it's just glad that he's got his first goal. But then type of goals to me doesn't give you a boost of confidence, doesn't it? It's one of them desperate type of scrappy goals. Like, and some pundits say it does boost your confidence, but for me, I just can't imagine it would. I think you need to work for a good goal. Like, you need to do something. Not like a magic goal, like a fantastic goal, but maybe like a touch, a little drag, and then hit it in the bottom corner. Something like that, I think, will boost your confidence. But goals like that, I just can't imagine he will go and score in the next few games, you know what I mean? I luckily felt him, I mean, I can't even remember what happened, but I knew Decore hit it. I can't remember how exactly the ball went to Rondon, but it did, and he put it in the back of the net, and you're thinking 2-1. Do we have enough firepower to, you know, you'd at that moment you would hope that Richarlison was still on the pitch, but yeah, obviously he was off, and yeah, kind of didn't really hear too many chances after that, apart from, I said, Gordon was through on the right hand side, and when I looked at the replay, I think that he could have potentially passed it to someone, but listen, he gone for goal, he missed, and yeah, apart from that, really nothing much. And then crazily, I know he was desperate to try and score a goal, get up the pitch, but if a player's standing in front of you, Coleman, I wouldn't hit the ball, and he did. And I don't even know how that player didn't get booked, to be honest, because he was. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. My phone was on 10%. And I don't know how he didn't get booked for it because he was in the way, but whatever. The ball goes to Gomez. Gomez is running around like an idiot, as always, not really being aware of what position he's in and who's around him. Loses the ball and then gets passed on to Gallagher, and Gallagher, great strike. I'm not going to take it away from him, but again, just all over the place. Our players making rash decisions, just not keeping your head straight basically. And yeah, puts in the top bins, and 3-1. That's it, game over. No coming back from that. And to be honest, we didn't deserve any points in that game. I said this was a test for us. I thought this match to kind of see that where we are at the moment. I know it's only one game that we won, but it's the way we won it, and it's the performance as well. You're just thinking to yourself, is there something in this team to try and go on a little run and just kind of get closer to that 40-point mark? Because listen, we are in a relegation fight, basically. We are. I don't even care what anyone says. 7 points from the drop. You might think to yourself that's a mid-table team there, but only a few games can take you right back down there. And you know, we've got games. We've got, I think it's Chelsea and then Leicester. Chelsea away and then Leicester at home. I mean, listen, Leicester just won 4-0 today. Chelsea just won 3-2. Chelsea can drop off. You know, they haven't been great recently. There is a chance, but we're away and we never win a Stamford Bridge. So stuff like that can just take you straight back to the bottom three. So today was a very much needed win. I would have felt a lot more comfortable if we won today and then lost the next two. Obviously, that's not ideal, but another 3 points in these 3 games would have been good, but I can't see that now. Leicester, potentially, they're not been great, but we haven't got a great recent history with Leicester. They seem to always pick up points against us. and especially at our ground, we haven't really beat them. I can't even remember last time we beat them, to be honest. But it is what it is. This team isn't good enough. We know that. Rafa is making some decisions, and some of I don't know if it's the training staff to blame. I haven't got a clue. I don't know if it's Duncan Ferguson. I don't understand why all these fans want Duncan Ferguson in charge. Listen, he's gonna have a few good run of games where it's all passionate, we're all crazy, the fans are all together. But then it's a long rest of the season. It's not gonna work. The guy isn't a manager right now, and he shouldn't be just thrown in the deep end. I think like a lot of Everton fans have said he needs to go out and get some experience himself and then come back, but he's just stuck to this club like glue. And to be honest, attack and play for a few years have been atrocious. So he's partly to blame for that because he trains the players. I know some of the players aren't good enough and the recruitment hasn't been good enough, but he must be part of the blame. And it is what it is. So we've lost again. Eight losses in about 15, 16 games is horrific. It's just awful. I don't actually think I've seen us lose that many games after this part of the season. Like I can't remember the last time we did that. But worrying times. I just want to get to January and hopefully there's some business gonna get done. Hopefully some players getting shipped out. I can't see it, to be honest. I can't be enthusiastic. I really don't know where we're going to go from here. Let's just hope in the next 2 games, the teams we're going to play against are not going to perform at the level they can, and we can pick up a couple of points. I'll be happy with 2 draws, to be honest. I just don't want to be losing. Losing just doesn't really help with anyone. But let's just see. I am really annoyed at this. Crystal Palace, I don't think I've beaten us at home in about 10 years at home, something like that. I'm sure I've seen that statistic somewhere. But it is what it is. We're in rotten form right now, and we're just not a good side at the moment. So anyone can break someone wanted records against us, which is not many teams, to be honest, because most teams beat us. But Palace has struggled against us in the past, so they've now finally got over that, and they've beaten us 3-1 today, which it's not good enough. It's not good enough. They're a good side, like I said before. My thoughts on them, but it's just not good enough. Especially, it just feels like a waste of time, that win on Monday. Anyway, my name's Stuart. This is 1878 Blues, and I'm out. I'll see you sometime throughout the week. We've got Chelsea next on Thursday. I'll see you then. Hopefully I'll have a much happier reaction than this.